saying he said there was 20 or something. I don't believe you.
And it's Austin bawling his eyes out and Catherine absolutely screaming.
Publicly talking about that is hurtful. It's like so detailed. I told him not to bring that girl. I'm trying to hold the very little peace that we have in our family.
We are learning a lot about the Ace family today because Catherine Paiz appeared on the Call Her Daddy podcast and she's revealing what happened behind the scenes with Austin. We know their house got foreclosed. We knew that he has been cheating on her, but now we finally have Catherine admitting to it all. The podcast itself is titled that Austin had cheated on Catherine with 20 women. And it makes me feel bad for Catherine because even though we've been talking about these scandals on YouTube, it's sad to know that it was all in fact true.
I know for sure of 3. Like for sure.
Have they ever reached out to you?
No, but they're out there in the world acting like that never happened probably. And I know the truth.
How many do you think there are?
I don't know. I saw some headline things saying he said there was 20 or something.
It's disgusting how Austin has tried to explain away his bad behavior. Catherine said one thing that he said that was really just a punch to the gut was, yes, I cheated, and she was okay with it as long as I said, you don't embarrass me. Catherine said that is not true. I never ever said that. I would never say that. And it is weird that Austin pretty much proclaimed that Catherine had given him the right to go and cheat on her. She said, I never looked at his phone ever. She was 3 months pregnant. As soon as I grabbed his phone, it was like out of a movie. A long text comes through and it's like, if you really love your wife, you wouldn't be ... In that moment, my heart drops. I'm pregnant. There are people watching us. There's cameras on. It felt surreal. He grabs the phone from me and instantly deletes the message. Honestly, guilty on sight. I thought, oh my gosh, it is true. I saw instantly that this is an emotional relationship he's having with somebody. This is a woman who's having a relationship with my husband. In this next clip, Catherine talks about a moment where she caught Austin lying again. She found a lip liner in his car and she freaked out on him. He decided to call Tana and tried to blame it on her, and Tana went along with it, but Catherine knew that he was lying.
We had a Lamborghini at the time. I never drove that car. And I got in one day as a passenger and I noticed there was a lip liner. So-and-so got in my car the other day and his girlfriend was on the lap and I drove them down the street to get into their car. And I'm like, I don't believe you. Like at this point now, I don't believe you.
And just to give you guys a reminder, Tana actually spoke about this moment publicly, getting a phone call, hearing Austin crying, Catherine freaking out. And she said that she did lie for him to be a good friend, but I don't know if she felt bad about it or not. I don't think she's ever confronted Catherine about it. Here's what Tana posted.
One time Austin McBroom was cheating on Catherine and the girl he was cheating on her with left a lipstick in his car, and I'm sitting in the car with Jake and we get a call from Catherine or Austin or whoever answer it, and it's Austin bawling his eyes out and Catherine absolutely screaming, holding this lipstick inside of their car, and she's screaming and she's like, it's the lipstick, Tana's. Austin says the lipstick's Tana's, blah, blah, blah. Austin's bawling. My thinks that the right thing to do at the time is save the kids, save the kids. So I lie to Catherine. I'm like, this is my lipstick. It wasn't my lipstick, Catherine. I'm really sorry. But we Team Bryce out here on God, so. Another of my friends as his nannies, and when Catherine would leave, he would with all of them and then told her that they were all his nannies and it was a fake nanny company. And I just, when you ask me why I'm Team Bryce, it's kind of like picking a lesser of two evils,
I don't know if Tana and Catherine are on good terms. I would say no, because Catherine even said in the interview, it would have been nice if Tana would have reached out to her because she probably would have ended things earlier.
I think her publicly talking about that is hurtful. Why didn't you call me? Message me. Tell, hey girl, I was there on that phone call. I just want to let you know, that wasn't true.
Have you ever been in a serious accident that changed everything? It's like a nightmare. One moment you're minding your own business, and the next you're in pain, you're confused, and trying to figure out how you're gonna deal with the amount of medical bills. And insurance, I mean, that could be a nightmare on its own. That is when I found out about Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. And trust me, they don't play around with lowball offers. They recently won $12 million in Florida and another $26 million in Philadelphia for crash victims. That is 34 to to 40 times higher than what insurance companies originally tried to pay. And here's the best part, you don't pay a dime unless they win your case. So it is literally risk-free to go and file a claim. So whether you've been hurt in an accident or at work or just simply walking down the street, your case could be worth millions and you might not even know it yet. You can start your claim right now at forthepeople.com/Sloan, or you can just scan the QR code on the screen with your phone's camera. Thank you to Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring this video, and enjoy. Another moment we got clarity on, and a major red flag within their marriage, was the situation involving Austin, his father, and Cole Geergan. It all went down in Miami, and Cole was an influencer at this time. I don't know if he does it nowadays, but he spoke out about this moment he had with Austin, Austin's father, and one of his friends. This is a situation that got really graphic very quickly. There are some serious allegations here, and Catherine was made aware.
My husband and how he was in Miami, and there was this group of people, and there was all these girls, and there was this boat. I remember bawling and thinking, is this true? And even if it's not true, why are people saying this? This is like so detailed, and I believe, you know, I didn't believe the horrors, but am I just being stupid right now?
Cole made a TikTok recently about this, writing, "When I got canceled / threats for years for exposing Austin McBroom and his dad for harming my friend with proof, all because his team put out a statement calling me a liar and everyone believed it, including Catherine." Now, what happened was that Cole made a video on YouTube saying the truth about the Ace family, and he came with his receipts saying that Austin's dad got physical with one of his friends, some of the worst things you could imagine, which is really bad behavior, very much like father like son, and they went to Miami to go and party it up together and I guess cheat on their wives and do really nasty things. Here's a TikToker breaking down a little bit of that context.
This YouTuber was said to have brought forth receipts to include pictures of bloody hotel sheets. There was also a bombshell dropped about Austin's father being present for this attack. Alleged attack. Allegedly. It is also worth noting that Austin McBroom has always denied any allegation of this type of conduct. There was another young lady named Isabella who had the same claims about Austin.
So right there, we already have several situations. We've got the text message, the lip liner, we've got the Miami situation. There is so much baggage here, and some of the women Catherine know of, some she doesn't know who they are, but she does have her feelings about these ladies who had a relationship with her husband.
What kind of woman sleeps with a married man whose whole identity is based on being a married man and being a family man, you know? So I kept going through those things as well, as women are really like that? Women.
What's even sadder is that Catherine later learned that some of Austin's family members were aware of his activities and kept it secret to protect him. So this entire time she was fooled, probably trying to focus on raising their family, and Austin's over here trying to gain clout, editing their videos for YouTube, trying to do these skits and get attention, all while his family has his back, helping him lie to Catherine about these other women.
And I got confirmation from one of his family members saying, I told him not to bring that girl, and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm thinking what, you knew too? I'm thinking oh my gosh, I'm just being blindsided over here. I had no idea. Truly, yeah, I've been seeing the rumors and the narratives, but oh my gosh, why can't you tell me? Why don't you talk to me?
Now, you guys might remember that whenever Catherine announced her book, Austin went on to Snapchat and he had a tirade talking about how Catherine was dangerous for their kids, in particular because she's spiritual and she uses ayahuasca, and she says that the kids are around it, that they want to try it, and it's not good, which of course their kids are very young. They should not be doing any psychedelics. He went as far as to show group pictures and claimed that there were some minors within the group, in which Catherine's boyfriend Igor had to go and clarify that there aren't any minors here. I think it's so funny that he also included these text messages from Catherine that are all psychedelic pictures, and he's these are the things that she was sending me whenever she was on the drug. Well, Catherine told Alex Cooper that none of that was true, and I think it's really sad that he tried to go for that, because that's essentially risking the custody that she has over her kids. If CPS were to see that she could be potentially using and offering these to her children, then she probably would have them taken away.
Have your kids ever been in the home while you're hosting at-home ceremonies?
No, absolutely not. That was a lie. I think that because he knows how sacred and how much has impacted my life, I think that was the one, that jab that like, I know that means a lot to her. So I'm going to say this, you know, and maybe a couple of years ago would have been more hurtful. Now it's more like, oh, you know, just, but no, that's not true. I think that people will throw stones at things they don't understand. And I think that's what happened with Austin.
Could you imagine Austin being a solo father? I don't think he has what it takes to do it all on his own. But Catherine did explain why she didn't expose Austin earlier, because we have been making videos talking about him cheating on her for so long. I mean, all of the signs were there. Even she explained so.
Through all those allegations of cheating and infidelity and all those things, it's like, I was so afraid to speak up. I was so afraid to say, I'm an idiot. Like, I just didn't see it, you know? Or I was so afraid to say, you know, I'm trying to hold the very little piece that we have in our family. I'm trying to keep that together. I'm trying to shelter the very little piece that we have, you know?
So Catherine wanted to protect their peace. I totally understand why she'd want to do that, but at the same time, I think there's more to that. I found another part in this podcast episode where she talks about the manipulation tactics that Austin would use, that he would try to say, let's not respond so it's not a bigger thing. And, you know, typically that works in controversy, but it's convenient in controversy when you are, you know, guilty of the crime. And that's what Austin was. So being silent on it protected him more than her.
And what was his response in the beginning?
Oh, you know, that comes with the territory and let's not respond because we're just going to add fuel to the fire and it's not true. I'm like, okay, you know,
and you trusted him?
I did. Yeah, I really trusted him. The old version of myself just wanted to protect that little piece we had in the family, you know? And I would see it in his eyes and I'm thinking like, I don't know, like something's not right.
Now I want to skip to where she talks about the home. She didn't give us too many details, but she claims that everything happened and it was under Austin's control, essentially. Like she feels like they were paying the mortgage on time, that I guess they had this loan, but she was completely unaware of what the implications were. It got to the point where she got a call from a relative telling her, hey, your house is foreclosed and there's nothing you could do about it. Granted, that house was falling apart. I remember it didn't have hot water. I don't think it had like gas at some point. So the house was in shambles, but Catherine still took it really hard, and especially after denying it for so long. We saw all the foreclosure paperwork. We went through it on YouTube. I think it was hard for her to accept that truth. Probably also moving into the, like, you know, the new next step of accepting the truth of like her husband as a cheater as well. Like her whole life is crumbling around her.
And I get a phone call. It's my father-in-law. He said, Catherine, the house is under foreclosures all over the news. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? He goes, well, your loan ended and no one's gonna, it's a jumbo loan. No one's gonna accept you. You don't have the certificate of occupancy. But I'm like, but I've been paying the mortgage every month for 3 years. Everything, what do I need to do? What do I need to pay? I'll save it. What do we need? There's nothing you can do. It's under foreclosure. It's gone.
Now, in another segment, Catherine talks about how much the YouTube channel meant to Austin, that every moment in their life had to be captured for camera because they wanted to make money off of it and monetize. Actually, during the birth of their second child, she claims that he was filming it all for YouTube, and it made her feel uncomfortable, almost like forced to do it because she was so disconnected in that moment, in a moment she should be so connected to her baby.
When my second daughter was born, I just felt this disconnection, and it was like, I actually don't want to film this, but like, I know that people are waiting for it because they've invested so much. And there was this fine line of like, do I put my foot down and just like live in the moment, or do I also and then he was holding the camera, so it made it easier. But then it was like, is he here though? Is he present? So that was like a big moment for me.
And did you end up releasing a video?
Oh, yeah.
How did you feel about it?
I was just like really numb and empty at the time.
Luckily, Catherine does have a new boyfriend, and it seems like she's super happy with him. She feels safe with him, and he's protective of her, which is nice. Everyone wants that from a partner, and it seems like the guy isn't into like social media, so we're not gonna have to worry about him exploiting her children.
I met him in that experience. It was a friendship. It was like, never imagined that anything would ever go further, ever in a million years. Like, if you would have told me like a year ago, or a couple years ago, that I was going to meet someone. I thought, me meeting someone who? What does he look like? What does he do? Like, how do you speak?
Right.
And I've never felt so safe.
Let me know what you guys think of Catherine's interview in the comments below. Kudos to Alex Cooper for getting the hard questions out of her. I'm curious to what more we would learn in the book. I feel like she kind of just gave it to us all, but maybe there will be more in the book. It will be coming out next month, or actually maybe July. So you've got some time for it. I don't know how much more she could really tell us because she gave us so much and she didn't hold back. So I'm proud of her for speaking her truth, especially after covering their life for years like on this channel and watching the roller coaster of what it is. It seems like she's kind of out of the darkness. And you know what? I wouldn't be opposed if she started to create YouTube again, but would that just like recycle a lot of the problems? Like, I don't know. I could see her creating like her own channel. She talked about it for so many years and never did it. So maybe she will. But I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.